something smells fishy here. There's something awry. So they confront him saying, look, Gregory Stallings is dead. Imagine if that guy was just like, dead? He's like, no, how did it happen? And then all of a sudden he starts fading away. Like something. He was actually just like a secret out of this world. But anyway, regardless, they found him like that. He's fucked up now. We know that there was something what's going on. His own death, and he's still just out there. So they asked him, did you go missing? He's like, well, no. I haven't talked to him. Situation. It'd be like watching a Sherlock Holmes film and they take out the part where they piece everything together. That's so fucking stupid. What? So apparently they somehow were able to figure out that this guy is not Gregory Stallings. Instead, he's this convicted rapist from the 80s who escaped in 1995. That's like a crazy amount of like breadcrumbs to put together, and they don't tell you exactly how that is. That's fucked up. I've said this for a long time. I think it is so fucking dumb that Hollywood can really that to me defeats like the whole purpose of the body and turn it off at will. You read about that all the time in cases of like really fucking awful situations, and then this is usually the body cam is turned off. The body cam just happens to be turned on in the background. Like it's so dumb. There should be protocol in place to keep this
No, everything you said today has been 100% correct. I can't be mad about any of it because you've been 100% correct, other than the dead guy's name.
I didn't even know the guy was dead.
He died like 5 years later. He did not last very long.
There was a brief moment during this where they weren't sure if they were supposed to arrest him, like if the state would still want him after all of this time. And eventually they concluded that, yeah, the state does still want him. And then they explained that he's going to need to take someone else's identity because the one he was using has been dead for so long. I think they were just joking about that. I don't think they're actually giving him, like, pro tips or anything on how to take someone else's identity. But he says it's easy to do that. So Greg Stallings was a real person. And apparently, George Hartleroad is pretty familiar with how to get to that kind of information. Apparently, you can just get that at some homeless shelters. The other officer mentioned that he was surprised he didn't just take it from someone's mailbox and piece it together that way. Then George explains that that'd be deeper shit because that's a much harder thing to do, or a more dangerous thing to do. So it turns out he wasn't just pulling names and numbers out of his asshole. He actually did have that information, which probably explains how he's been able to get by for the last 30 years when needing to provide information for certain things. So it wasn't just an imaginary thing that he made up.
I will jump again.
You know, every time.
Enough, guys. They've been pumping my ass for 30, 41 years now. 9 years later.
Every time I think I kind of got an idea of what's going on, stuff like this, just like you can buy IDs at homeless shelters, would never have thought.
He talks about his ass being pumped and then even makes like a quick villain monologue about how he will jump again. Like, you know, now he's going full mask off here. So they've got him, they arrested him, and it looks like he will be facing some punishment for the last 30 or so years after.
I knew they Well, I worked in their office one time, and I'm the one that posted all the flyers on the tent.
That's pretty much the end of the encounter. They then shortly after that put him into the car, and he just gives that last maniacal laughter, the mwahaha. He hits him with like that classic villain laugh. Like he looks like a wizard, and it seems like something Saruman would have done once the plan started coming together. Like he actually hits him with like an evil laugh at the very end. So yeah, I saw this earlier today and just wanted to talk about it because it was just so interesting to me. That's really about it. Yeah. I just watched a crazy video from Code Blue Cam about a drunk driver, and really, drunk is not the proper nomenclature. That doesn't really tell the whole story. He is cartoonishly inebriated, to the point where I was half expecting to start burping up bubbles like a character out of Tom and Jerry when they drink a root beer. So this goober was driving the wrong way and actually almost hit Kamala Harris head on. So he starts getting interviewed by the Secret Service at the scene as well.
But as her motorcade made its way to the airport along I-94, a vehicle driving in the wrong direction approached, narrowly missing the convoy by just feet. After passing 29 vehicles involved in the escort, a Milwaukee County Sheriff's deputy at the rear of the motorcade quickly stopped the vehicle, identifying the driver as 55-year-old Wayne Wacker.
Could there be a better name? Wayne Wacker sounds like a superhero who jerks off villains at dangerously high velocities till they give up. Wayne Wacker. It's like a name I would make up for a Dark Souls character.
An open Miller Lite beer can, clearly visible in the center console.
They should have slapped an additional charge on the DUI for his beer of choice being a Miller Lite. I've been saying it for like 8 years now. Miller Lite is the actual worst piss water ever made. Full stop. I can't stand that. If you serve me Miller Lite, I'm leaving. Like that's a shirt. Like you would get me out of an establishment faster by handing me a Miller Lite than you would by telling me it was on fire.
You guys ID and everything? Hey, you got your ID on you, sir? What? You got your ID on you? Okay, I'm gonna need that. Is it in here? Your ID's in here? I don't think so. Where are you coming from tonight, my boss? You don't know? Clearly do a little too much to drink, even with your Miller Lite here, huh? It sure does.
This man man is so lost, truly discombobulated, acting like Robin Williams when he popped out of Jumanji for the first time, wondering what year it is. He is in a trance. He is so drunk he doesn't know what's happened. When the officer picked up the Miller Lite and took it away from Wayne Wacker, I thought he was gonna jump at him like a Five Nights at Freddy's jump scare to get it back. Like he looked upset that the Miller Lite was moving out of arm's reach.
Why do you keep pointing at that? I need your ID. I don't care what's in there. Oh, no, still not it.
They get caught in this cutscene here with Wayne having a whack attack. Like he doesn't know where the ID is, so instead he just like slowly moves around like one of the tree imps in Lord of the Rings, and like just cannot like grasp what's going on. He's in a totally different dimension.
Hop on out now. Hop on out of the car. Hop out of the car. Stop my car. No, let's get him out first. Let's get him out. Come on. So hop up there and seatbelt, sir.
They eventually just decided to skip this cutscene because Wayne was making no progress locating that ID. We'd probably find Atlantis before Mr. Wacker would stumble across his ID.
Down south. Down south? You know you could kill somebody, right? I'm on the wrong way in traffic, man. I'm very busy highway here. You understand that? Yeah. Okay. How much have you had to drink today? Couple beers. Couple beers? How long ago? Tonight? What's your name, man? Wayne. Wayne? Wayne what? Wacker. Wacker.
It's a very serious situation. I've made this clear many times over the years. I have literally zero respect for drunk drivers. But even in a situation like this, hearing someone say that their name is Wayne Wacker, I don't know if I'd be able to stop myself from laughing. Like, I don't know how I wouldn't giggle at that name.
U.S. Secret Service agents responded to the traffic stop to speak with Wayne.
Where were you? Like, where were you headed from? Do you remember? Yeah. Where were you coming from? Down. A gay bar. Gay bar downtown? Yeah.
Now we're getting a little exposition here and some background on the character. They're starting to flesh out the lore of Wayne Wacker. So they lean him against that medium because it really stands super well. So they have him leaning there and he starts like twisted up, fucking taking a chill pill. He's about to overdose on a chill pill while he's intoxicated. So they're just leaning against there and they're just asking him some like basic questions like, do you know where you're coming from? He says that he's coming from a gay bar downtown. Wayne is ripping that like it's a roller coaster ride. He is holding on for dear life. The Secret Service comes over to get some answers to some questions that this guy was like trying to before assassination attempts here. And Wayne, he doesn't even know what's going on. Going the wrong way, doesn't see any of the 29 cars that passed him. He doesn't know what is happening. He is so fucking drunk. In the way that he speaks, it sounds like he's got like peanut butter in his mouth. Like it sounds like he's actually talking in a dream. Like, you know, like when you're in a dream and everything's weird, like really slow and like that is how he is talking. He admits to being drunk, yet he still says he only drank 2 beers. Usually that whole "I've only had 2 drinks" line from drunk drivers is a tactic employed by those that are trying to convince the others that they're not drunk. Wayne is just like, "I'm drunk, drunk," speaking like a caveman with like one word, drunk. I don't even really see the point of why he's lying about how much alcohol he's consumed. Or maybe he's just a super lightweight somehow and he really did only have 2 beers and he ended up that fucking hammered. Though I find that pretty unlikely. asked questions like, what's your height and weight, all he can say is fat. And they found his public school ID. Turns out Wayne Wacker is a teacher, and you can clearly see Professor Wacker isn't taking this super seriously. He doesn't understand just how dangerous this was.
Motivated by any kind of extremism group, are involved or associated with any kind of groups, like a military group, or like are you a gun holder? Oh, what? Gun holder, like do you have a concealed carry, weapons at home, anything like that, you know, guns at home? Yeah, I do. What do you got?
Pretty much the entire time Wayne is smiling, like he has like a perpetual smile as his eyes are almost fully closed. And so he almost seems flattered with how many officers and Secret Service agents showed up. He even asked if all of them were there for him, and they said, yeah, you're driving the wrong way down a very busy road. And he goes, really? Like he looked like it was the happiest fucking moment of his life. Like he just went downstairs on Christmas morning and saw the bicycle was all in one.
Where's it located, Wayne?
No, it's called,
I'm 100% sure that Wayne was going to try and make up a school name so that way he didn't risk his job with all this, because I think he was able to process that, oh, cops, drunk, this might not be a good look for the school, and now they know I'm a teacher, I'll try and throw him off the trail with a made-up name. But he was too fucked up, he couldn't think of any other name. But I really thought, like, when they asked him, where is it? I thought he was gonna reach into his pocket, give him one of these or something, or hit him with like a really stupid name for a school, like Education Academy or something. But he just wasn't able to put it all together, so instead he just keeps like stalling, like he just keeps throwing in like filler words. Or maybe he truly is so drunk he just can't even remember what he is. Also, I totally get it now. Like, when Wayne Wacker took off his glasses, he immediately polymorphed into Alex Jones. Like, he instantly just shape-shifted into Alex Jones. He was like a totally different looking guy. Fucking facial expressions remind me of Super Mario 64 when you start up the game, and you can take the little hand and move his nose around and move his mouth around and everything and shake his head around. That is what Wayne Wacker is doing here for the follow the light. Graceful as a ballerina and elegant as a mother. Wayne no doubt done yourself with that. I half expected him to go up on his tippy toes and finish with a curtsy.
got arrested.
I can't believe it turned out he was actually drunk. I thought with how well he was doing in those field sobriety tests, it may have been a misunderstanding. Maybe he just got confused with the, where he was going on the road. The ramp threw him for a loop-de-loop and pull type maneuver. But I guess he was actually intoxicated. I'm as stunned as you are.
In the end, Wayne was only charged with felony second-degree recklessly endangering safety and received over $2,700 in traffic citations, including one for operating while intoxicated. Since his last OWI conviction occurred more than 10 years ago, it is being treated as a first offense.
Yeah, so that's how the story of Wayne Wacker and the Miller Lite wraps itself up there. I just had to talk about this a little bit. It was one of the weirder drunk driving body cam videos I've seen from Code Blue Cam or any of the other body cam channels. It was quite a ride. That's really about it. So yeah. Saw a video title float around in my algorithm today that really caught my eye. I thought, pretty bold statement. The most inebriated man in the history of law enforcement. I've got to take a pic for myself to see if the rumors are true.
4-year-old was observed by witnesses attempting to enter the highway on-ramp at a high rate of speed when he lost control, crashed his vehicle, and then banged. It's also worth mentioning that Wayne had 3 prior OWI convictions in 2 applications.
Drunk driving in the sport, this would be the LeBron of it. He's got some active cases against him, and it seems like he treats driving the same way I treat shopping. I won't do it unless I've had at least 2 drinks. So our little superstar Nathan, looking fresh out of an audition for a new season of Shameless, has found himself operating a vehicle while inebriated per usual. This time, he's in a bit of a pickle.
My fault, whatever. My fault, I'll just one day for the second. I didn't guys wait over this.
What an interesting proposition. He's accepting responsibility for the situation, but only on the condition that he gives it to them when it's expected. The art of the deal, baby. What a fucking guy. No one's more deserving of respect than our boy Nathan, multi-champion drunk driver.
What's your name? Not the point right now.
Okay, what is the point?
The way that he's like holding the door open while he's poking his head out of the cabin, it's like a gopher looking to see its shadow before getting 4 weeks of drinking. Like, it's like fucking Robin Williams coming out of Jumanji asking what year this guy is clueless on what's going on. He's really big statement to say this is the drunkest man in police history, and I think that is true to some extent. Well, it is impressive just how fucking hammered he is without being face down into his own body. I've gotten disgustingly hammered and threatening pushing for 2 hours in the back of a lifted truck. But I still feel like he's drunker than ever. The only time I've ever been more out of it is in college when I smoked a mystery joint that almost killed me of alcohol. Pretty sure I made a second thing like that. And I think there's still a very good chance he is still more fucking out of it than I am, and he just tried to operate a vehicle. And it's not his first time doing it. It's crazy that he should not be allowed behind the wheel of another under any circumstances whatsoever.
I think I'm gonna get stolen, but my life was obviously not, right? No. What? No. That's not nice.
Can I help you?
No, it's a $30,000 truck, man. I got it after you, alright?
Alright, go ahead.
It's so over the top, it almost feels fake, like a parody. It almost feels like a Buster Keaton silent film where he's acting drunk. But this is very real, and the way that he dismounts that truck, I mean, 10 out of 10 technique, he just dropped the Fosbury flop on him right there. He just ragdolls himself off the truck. Now, I'm still not sure if I 100% agree that this is the drunkest man in police history, but I can guarantee you that you can be the cleanest man in world history if you go get some cheeky soap right now. Our Valentine's Day sale is today. 10% off the entire store. Use TP.com for the best selling in the world. Click the link in the description.
I haven't seen my kids in 3 months. Right here.
Damn, the lore. That's sad exposition right there. He's trauma dumping now, and well, can't help but feel sorry for him now. He's pulling on the heartstrings, man. How do you get this? I think that's just a full-blown lie. I think he's just pulling for anything like, I'm not drunk, it's just I'm really sad. I haven't seen my kids. He starts hitting the structure. Damn! Blast! Curses!
You're not injured at all? No, not insane at all?
Hands are both broken. I'm sore my forearms both broken from this fall. But just to recap, he just came in way too aggressively. Yeah.
Ceiling leaks, the floor creaks, both hands are broken, forearms broken, my dick leaks. Like, what is he talking about, man? What? I love how they're like, are you injured? Like, yeah. Glass bone, paper skin, hands broken, forearms broken, 5 toes broken on both feet. It's just, honestly, everything might be broken, officer. Like, who did this?
For what reason? That's besides the point. I got cut off. I'm a complimentary to you, right? I have no reason, right? Because, that way. What's your birthday? I would rather have it this way, right? You have no reason to follow us. Go back that way. Go ahead back that way.
Okay, are you gonna...
You and follow back that way.
Okay.
Oh boy, this guy's good. He's playing hardball. So he starts to sniff that they might be on to him because they're asking him questions like, hey, what's your name? Where's your ID? So he's like, for what reason? May I inquire as to why you're curious on the specifications on my being? I don't know about that, officer. You have no ground to stand on. Please excuse yourself. Please go that way. I'm going to talk to the other officer. He's like, please go. Go, yes, no, please, yes, of course. Yes, fine. For what reason? He just keeps saying for what reason over and over again. And like dismissing the other officer. Like, you're excused. I outrank you.
This is all under arrest right now. For what reason? For what reason? All 3 of y'all are stupid right now. That's nothing, sir. Ain't that nothing? I'm trying my own source. Y'all broke my wrist. Y'all being sued. How many record me because my wrist will not breathe? I got that.
He continues to just be an asshole nuisance, so the cops eventually just throw him in the cuffs, not respecting his obvious broken hands and broken forearms, broken dreams, and broken spirit. Like, everything is all cattywampus internally. And then I don't know what monologue he gave them right there. So I'm like, I don't care about being searched. I ain't got nothing on me upon my, I'm just a bill and I'm only a business and Capitol Hill type shit. And he says that his wrist can't breathe.
I'm a corn. Dude, who are you? No, I'm not. Right. Can I pick up my pants? So let me put the pants up in front of me. But don't hang in front of me, right? No, it ain't in front of me. I want to go. I'm going to Taliban. I need a county for what? You have nothing on me right now.
That's true, there's nothing here. There's no case they can build against him. This is bulletproof, watertight, actually. He's very smooth. He's doing a great job of staying squeaky clean here.
Why am I being brought to county? Why am I being brought to county?
Not right now. You're putting a car for.
So why am I being brought to county?
His voice sounds like a cartoon character. It sounds like Miss Fowl from Jimmy Neutron, but without like the raspy squealing to it. Like, I don't know what he's been drinking. Maybe he's been doing beer helium balloons that he's been inhaling in his truck or something, so now he's got all like the helium in his lungs and shit, and all the alcohol. Like, I don't know, but his voice, like, there's no way he sounds like that on a day-to-day basis, right? It just feels like it's pitch shifted for a chipmunk version of a song or something. Right?
For what reason?
We're gonna go over some paperwork real quick, alright?
sir. Nathan caught you in a lie. You said it was a circle, but it was clearly him totaling his truck on a straightaway. Peculiar. We call that the scholar's mate, good sir. Nathan wins again.
What's the party facing? Does it matter that you talk about and your terms doesn't matter that I get in the car, right? So it's one of the two right now, right? So tell me your history. What's this gonna do? What are you telling me? Right now it's a ticket.
He's not even arguing with them or anything. He's just repeating what they say back to them with slurred speech. And bad things. Because he's not even making any kind of statements or like he barely even getting words out. He's kind of just like gargling his own tongue half the time while trying to stay conscious.
Good. All of a sudden, I told you drinking Diet Coke, right? It's not my you're kissing off, and I know what your face looks like. How about that?
The way they censor it so much reminds me of that Whitest Kids You Know sketch with Abraham Lincoln, you fucked up now. It's like the officers start to just like goof around with him to a certain extent, so he hits him with that, like almost like a Big Lebowski moment where he calls him a bitch like
Alright, with the way you tension and this dude right here. Skin, head, everything else. These are very good to that. Something. Yeah, bro. Don't say a word. You were scared. Shut up. How about that? Shut up. I tell your mom. Okay, but.
I got a hunch Nathan doesn't really think so. I feel that he's looking at this still Of course, I'm not a psychologist and I'm not an arson that's qualifying Sunday, but judging from his resume with the multiple DUIs as well as this current one, I can say that the highway is not going to be something that he is fuck my car!
Since Nathan's compliance only continued to diminish, officers chose to place him on the wrap restraint device.
Drinking and driving? You're wrong! You're wrong! You're wrong!
It was like 5 minutes of hoopla with Nathan just trying to roast them, but he just kept calling them ugly and calling them bitches and insulting that one dude's beard. And then eventually they just put him to the grass and lie him down until they get the wrap restraint device, whatever the fuck that is.
You're a fucking like your family, over
Pick me up!
think I won't pick it up.
So they slap a goddamn doohickey on Nathan here and they carry him around like luggage through the TSA. They basically just have this wrap device which is basically just something that'll put handles on a drunk fucking idiot like Nathan when you hear him here. It's so interesting.
You spit ass, bro. That's beside the point. And you know his wife fucking spit on. That ain't my his wife wanted to get the DM.
This fucking thing looks almost exactly like the headgear I used to put on when I do after school taekwondo coaching. So Nathan tried spitting on the officers so they had this on standby, which is basically just a bag with a cushion on it. It's just like it almost looks like he's just getting kidnapped now.
Down here.
While being transported,
The whole arrest is really a headache for Nathan, but in the backseat of the police cruiser, like he just started like talking to the police and like you heard him there, 790. It really felt like Adam Sandler was back there for a moment. He was channeling it. Like that's what Nathan was doing for the police drive to the station. OWI. 4. Count them 4 OWIs. Why is he only spending 18 months? Like, it's a miracle nobody was hurt from this. Like, I really think this is not someone who is learning their lesson at all. Like, let's just assume this is the drunkest man ever arrested in police history. Why would the drunkest man operating a vehicle only get 18 months in jail? After totaling that vehicle and putting so many people in jeopardy, I really feel like he's on a super team. This isn't some, like, sweetheart and angel who made some kind of crazy mistake. This dude does this fucking annually. Like, he is doing this repeatedly. And he is also just a massive piece of shit. Like, yeah, I saw this title and I just had to fuck out. I love to smile. I love to laugh. I love a vibrant sunset with a nice cool breeze. And more than any of those things, I love to speedrun. And speedrunning is where all of that I listed goes to die. Even though I have a fiery passion for speedrunning, there is nothing on the planet that can make me angry. Getting deep into a run that I've practiced for weeks only to have it all go tits up at the very end through some random RNG nonsense and everything gets cattywampus and I lose the run, that puts more stress on my body than smoking 20 packs of cigarettes at once, I imagine. But the point is, I am a speedrun enthusiast. I have speedran various games over the course of like 10 years, maybe a little bit longer. I currently hold 0 world records, but I have had a couple world records to my name throughout this decade. Not to toot my own horn and not to reminisce too hard on the glory days, but the point is, I just love speedrunning. And a lot of content I watch on YouTube is speedrun related. And today I want to talk about one of the most infamous cheaters in the entirety of this genre, Cody Miller. No, not the Olympic athlete, the Olympic asshole. That was a Halo speedrunner that topped the charts for many years through spliced runs. Just lying and cheating his way to the top of the food chain of the early Halo speedrun community, and he performed one of the most embarrassing segments that Games Done Quick has ever broadcast. And I want to go over that today. For those that want like a full breakdown on Cody Miller, there's a great video going over his entire history from Rocket Sloth. It is a fascinating story. The lore is riveting and deeper than House of the Dragon, but what I want to focus on today is the moment where he put on the clown makeup for the whole world to see. And the effects of this moment are still felt to this day. And it's been many years since this happened. It is his Halo CE legendary speedrun for Games Done Quick. I think most of you know what Games Done Quick is, but in case you don't, GDQ is an annual event that raises money through charity. It's a speedrunning event where the best runners for games will go and put on a speedrun performance that raises money for charity. And Cody Miller was invited to speedrun Halo CE, and it was a fucking disaster. It was only supposed to take like 2 hours and some change for him to complete this run, but it ended up going over 4 hours. It couldn't have been worse. He could have passed the controller to my father, who hasn't played a game in 15 years, and he probably could have finished this game faster than Cody did. I've never watched the full VOD, and I've never heard of anyone actually suffering through all 4 hours of this excruciating torture until today. I just watched the video from a channel called Frog Artist, perhaps. I'm not sure if I'm getting the name correct, but they actually subjected themselves to the entire 4-hour VOD in order to review all of the best bits. And by best, it's not like a montage of highlights, it's lowlights. And it is amazing. I was thoroughly entertained by Frog's video, so I highly recommend you check out the full video on his channel. I'll put a link to it in the description. I think they did an incredible job with it.
Whether it's I would really prefer if you be quiet, or this girl asking a runner to pause a game so she can talk about her grandma that died from cancer. Over the years, there's been a fair number of cringe moments in the speedrun community. I'm a Frog, and today we're going to look at Halo speedrunning signature cringe moment, Cody Miller's 2011 Halo CE GDQ run.
Even if you haven't heard of GDQ, I'm very confident you've seen some of the viral clips, because for a long time, this was like the cringe factory. This was like the cringe utopia. Every year, there'd be 1 or 2 massive moments of uncomfortable awkwardness that would pop off across the entire internet landscape. The cyberspace would collectively come together to watch some of these GDQ clips, like a couple of the ones that he mentioned there. And during the heyday of these cringe classics, Cody Miller's run sits firmly towards the top. It wasn't just one moment during his run that was awful. It wasn't just like 30 seconds or a minute of silliness that people, giggle at and shoot spitballs at. It was 4 hours of just this prolonged dog shit sensation of cringe. And its effects are still felt to this day. Like I mentioned, there is the Cody Miller rule that is now implemented as a result of this, because it was so bad and went so long, so far over time, that now GDQ has said that they can end a run for any reason at any time due to scheduling. So because his went so long and they didn't end it, they regret it, and now they have a rule that they can basically end it if need be.
He was even mentioned in the Guinness Book of World Records for beating Halo 2 on Legendary in 3 hours deathless, which later turned out to be faked along with some, if not all, of his other records.
I know Guinness Book of World Records has lost most of its prestige because people are aware that you can kind of just buy them now and then choose the most niche shit ever that no one is ever going to compete with you on. Like right now, I could probably get the world record for longest time spent sitting in a chair while doing the Gojo domain expansion and also holding my nuts. And all I have to do is call them, phone them up, pay them, have someone come out and watch me do this for like 15 minutes, and I guarantee no one else has done that before. But back in this time period, a Guinness World Record, that was a huge deal, especially for the speedrunning community. But it turns out Cody faked that and pretty much all of his world records, and yet he still had the chutzpah to go to GDQ to run live.
Let's hop in. Don't get your hopes up, bro. You're not going to see him here either.
That just sets the stage so beautifully. People were really excited to see the Halo CE speedrunning tricks and glitches, only to get nothing. Cody didn't deliver shit. I could probably count the amount of tricks that he successfully pulled off in this 4-hour run on one hand, rather one finger. He just could not do any of the tricks, and even just openly stated that some of them are just too hard, so he's not going to bother. What ends up happening is he just plays the game normally, poorly, and he goes from legendary down to heroic because he was struggling so much. Then he started struggling on heroic as well, so then he went down to normal to finish his run. It's a fucking masterpiece of a catastrophe.
As we all know, the most entertaining speedruns are the ones where the runner doesn't talk at all or explain what they're doing. Boring is the best way to describe his pillar bottom run.
For his pillar bottom, I actually did watch it. Now, I think it's worth mentioning, I have tried to speedrun Halo CE as well as Halo 2. I find the runs to be super fun to watch, so I've tried both of them, but I'm too dog shit at the game to actually succeed. So I'm familiar with modern moves for Halo CE and Halo 2, and I wanted to see what this looked like back then. So I watched his pillar bottom run. This guy, it's like he witnessed a murder. Rather, it's more like he is the murderer. He is stone cold psychopath for pillar bottom. It doesn't even seem like he's having fun. Occasionally there's a little smile that'll come up, but he's focusing so hard, and he is still so bad at the game that he's there to run.
For example, in this room, the classic strat was to stick one elite, throw plasma at the door, and make a break for it. Instead, Cody sits here for 2 minutes struggling to kill everybody. Even if you are going to try to clear the room, it should not take him this long. Also, why did Bro not grab the Magnum? Have you never played CE before? I managed to get a hold of the high-speed Halo World Records at the time of Cody's run, and the world record for pillar bottom is 5:19. I timed Cody's here as 8:29. Not very good.
That was the thing that stood out the most to me as well. Cody hates the pistol more than Garfield hates Mondays. This dude just refused to pick up the pistol, which is by far the best option for this game. It really does seem like he never even played it. Now, Frog is a Halo CE runner, so he offers insight on how a lot of these things were supposed to look and how Cody did them, or rather, didn't do them most of the time, which I find to just be so entertaining. I really appreciate that.
First real trick of the game at the time was where you walk over here, do a grenade jump, and skip the bridge. This saves a couple seconds versus walking, but we mainly do it to skip a trigger. There'd normally be 2 Banshees and a Covenant squad at the head that we now don't have to deal with. It's one of the easiest tricks in the game, and there's zero reason for a CE speedrunner not to do it. Unless they don't know how to do it. Let's see how he does. up. Nope, he's just walking back across the bridge. Alrighty, got him. Now he can advance to the next area. Why are you dropping the Magnum? Man, bro, maybe you wouldn't have died there if you could just headshot the elite when his shields are down. Oh, no.
Grenade jumps in Halo are second nature to anyone that has ever played a Halo game before. Even if you're not a speedrunner, you know about grenade jumps. Even if you just play the multiplayer, grenade jumps are like an integral part of Halo's identity for like the longest time. So it's so weird how bad Cody is at them when he tries them in this run, or how he just decides not to do them for most of the run. They're not hard to do. Some of them require a bit more of a setup, like some of the later grenade jumps, but for this, you just need one grenade, you jump, let the explosion blast you up so you skip that trigger. I even know that trick. I can pull that one off. That one's not hard for me. And I'm not a Guinness Book World Record holder. I think the most embarrassing thing isn't him not doing tricks or failing all the tricks that he tries. It's how frequently he dies during this run. He has more deaths in this speedrun in 4 hours than most kids probably had in their entire time playing Halo CE. It is shocking how often he is being hurt. Like, and that is very obvious to people that don't even play the game. So, like, if you don't know Halo speedruns, you don't know if he's missing a trick or not doing a trick. But you know when he dies, because that resets his progress and you see him collapse. And you just have to sit there and watch it. And he has to sit there and stew in the shame.
But even with that modern grenade lineups, they're all fairly easy if you know what you're doing. Mainly just grenade the elites as they come out to clean up everyone else. On the first shift, Cody inexplicably runs to the left to take out Jackal. Address first, retreats, and then dies. And then dies again and says something you probably never want to hear in a live speedrun.
I forgot how to cut that one.
He then adopts the strategy I used as a 5-year-old when the Covenant scared me, which is to be safe and stay on top of the structure. He proceeds to die anyway.
That section had me laughing so hard. I actually remember when I was super young on that part in particular, that was a big struggle for me, even on like normal difficulty. That was before my gamer gene had fully awakened. And watching Cody do this section reminded me so much of me when I was a child. Like Frog mentions, he adopts a strategy most kids did back in the day. And this is supposed to be the best Halo speedrunner in the world with tons of world records to his name, embarrassing himself like this. It's very clear that he doesn't actually run these games. He just cheats his way to the top. And the community started to pick up on that when they were watching this train wreck live.
Man, this isn't going well.
Cody was also in the Guinness Book of World Records for making the understatement of the century. After a couple more deaths, Cody decided to do something not typically seen in a legendary speedrun, which is to change the difficulty to heroic.
I was giggling hard when he said the understatement of a century, because it really is. This couldn't be worse. He just changed the difficulty to heroic. He just dropped the difficulty because he is struggling so much. I don't know how Cody didn't just get up and leave and just apologize. Like, hey, sorry I wasted everyone's time. We're just gonna pull the plug on this. We're gonna mercy kill this right now. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm bad at this. Let somebody else run. Go to a break. I don't know. I'm sorry. Like, I can't believe. Sports fans, we are only on the second level here. There is 4 more hours of this to go. He has only completed 1 level on the difficulty that he was designated to run this at. And he is already giving up, throwing in the towel on Legendary within the first encounter of level 2. You couldn't quit sooner. Not even 5% into level 2 and he already lowers the difficulty. It's one thing to fake speedruns, but I honestly don't even know if he's ever played this game before. Because even if you're bad at the speedrun, if you have practiced and played the game just normally, you should be able to beat this game on Legendary. It doesn't take the world's best esports athlete to beat Halo CE on Legendary. I did it when I was a kid. And yet Cody Miller, supposedly the best of Halo CE, can't even beat the second level on it. That is so embarrassing. People that are playing this game for the first time or practicing the speedrun, learning it for the first time, don't look as bad as Cody did.
Cody successfully does a cutscene skip on the light bridge, but more importantly answers a question about what tricks he's going to do.
Doeslight asks, Cody, are you doing AOTCR fall, silent cartographer launch, and or keys shield bump?
Key shield bump, no. Assault on the controller, maybe. Silent cartographer, definitely.
I don't know what's funnier, them feeling the need to ask if he was going to do basic tricks, or him saying yes to only one.
I would go to Legendary for the library.
Cody is saying you would raise a difficulty on the library. Keep this statement in the back of your mind.
Get hyped, Twitch chat. He's going to maybe do one trick out of 3 basic ones that were requested. Why are you there? Like, he openly states that he didn't practice this. He hadn't touched the game in 2 years. Though I'm gonna call baloney on that. I think that's a load of goddamn horseradish. I don't think he's ever really touched the game other than some editing software when he was splicing his runs together. I think he just really liked being the big guy in Halo speedrunning. And this GDQ segment made him the big clown, the spittoon that everyone was taking turns hawking a loogie into because, hooey, it was rough.
Just because I haven't practiced this game in like 2 years, this is pretty tough.
Then why did you agree to do it? In runs now, we'll pretty much just run past this entire opening. In every old run I'd seen before, they'd stay back here and take guys out, so I figured Cody would do the same, but he attempted to rush and completely failed at it. He then walks off a cliff by accident. Expert commentary here, don't walk off the cliff. But it's okay, because now he's worked his way back and ready to push through. He did it again. That wasn't a replay. He actually did it again. He dies his 3rd attempt too, but at least it was in a conventional way.
It's not like Cody was kidnapped and forced to run Halo CE. He had plenty of time to practice this game. I don't know why he's like almost proud of saying like, oh yes, well, I haven't actually played Halo CE in the last 2 years, so it's a bit of a struggle at the moment. It's a little more difficult than I would have expected, but it's nothing for an elite gamer such as myself. I just had to drop the difficulty once, and now I'm doing totally fine, and then immediately proceeds to die 3 times in the opening segment of the next level. 2 of them to just running off of a cliff. Like, he's not even familiar with the fucking levels. Like, I really don't think he had ever played much Halo CE before this event. There is 10 levels in Halo CE. We are 40 minutes in, and we are only on the 3rd. You can see how miserable this was for viewers, for the, God bless their soul, the spectators subjected to the in-person disaster here, watching Cody run this, and just for anyone with eyes that happened to be, you know, glancing at the screen when this was on someone's monitor. This is so embarrassing to even just look at. And it just goes on for so long.
Progress. Around the 50-minute mark, the chat starts asking if someone other than Cody can try to play.
Bob the Champ, only Cody Miller will be playing Halo. No one else is taking the controller.
I bet they regret that decision now. Someone should have just walked up and slapped the controller out of his hands and turned off the TV and just went to the next game. Like, chat, I think, was totally right to ask for anybody else to play this.
On Legendary, there's 10 waves with random spawns. Some of these waves will have gold sword elites, while others will just be jackals and or grunts. When playing on Heroic, like Cody, instead of gold elites, you get stealth elites. Cody gives himself a dose of copium by arguing that stealth elites, which have no shields, are actually stronger than gold elites, the highest ranking elites in the game.
And Legendary is better gold, so it's actually
I do love that. I think that's great. Yeah, I know I dropped the difficulty, but it's only because I actually wanted more of a challenge for myself. You see, this one specific segment is actually significantly harder on Heroic, because the elites, you see they're not gold elites, they're a rank lower, which is actually 15 ranks higher than gold elites. You guys wouldn't understand that.
Eventually he makes it through though, and now it's time for the first major embarrassing trick screw up of the run. However, I also found old runs that did this. This is from famous Halo runner Subwhistle. This is 3 plasmas and 1 frag to get you all the way onto the dropship. Cody does a weird amalgamation of this where he throws 3 plasmas like he's gotta do the dropship jump, but then he doesn't throw the last frag. The results are less than desired.
Deflated everyone in that room is when he says, we'll just do this normally. He gives up really quickly on this trick, by the way. So, Frog went on to explain that that grenade jump has existed in runs as far back as 2007. So that strategy, like that was cemented in Halo speedrunning when Cody was doing this, and he just couldn't do it. So then he gives up on that, does it normally, which adds an unbelievable amount of time to this run. By the time Cody finishes this run, we'll have probably already experienced a new Pangea on the globe. It is crazy how slow he is going. And he is this miasma of misery that is sucking all of the fun out of that room like a Dementor. Like everyone in that room looks miserable. That is like the most joyless room I've ever seen on camera there. Everybody looks so bored out of their mind because Cody cannot do any of the tricks and he can't even play the game well. So it's just this agonizing experience just watching it.
Instead, Cody just plays through the level normally while dying a bunch of times.
Oh shoot, I think you're right. I have to press that button.
No, you don't. Hurry up.
He gets backseat gamed by chat who are trying to like coach him through how to play Halo and where to go. And then even people around him are like, hey, do you need to do that? And he's like, I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, no, you're right. I do need to do that. And you don't. Like he is just not even familiar with the game that he is now playing. And yet he agreed to do this and didn't bother to do the bare minimum of at least trying to play through it once on Legendary maybe before coming to this event.
Cody actually knows what to do here. He's not good at any of it, but he knows what to do. Basically, you turn around at the start, grab this Warthog, drive into the facility, and fling yourself through this door before it locks. Normally, you'd have to go to a different part of the island to unlock it, but with that and then falling off in such a way that we don't die, we skip a huge chunk of this level. Let's see how Cody does.
Get through it, but if you go around, if you...
It's pretty slick if you see the high-speed Halo. It's super cool. Yeah.
How's this?
Oh, nice. He actually got it. Let's see the fall off.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that skips a lot of levels.
So now,
another skip.
Here comes the hard part.
Eventually he gets it, then after messing up the simplest grenade jump imaginable a couple times, he gets an active camo and is able to run back to the top.
Failing the grenade jumps in the previous level added an extra 37-ish minutes to this total runtime here, and in the following level, he actually does finally pull off a trick, and it's a trick I love. Silent Cartographer is a great level, as Frog also mentions, and I really think that that trick is just so silly and fun. I am able to do that pretty consistently, or at least I was when I was actively trying to learn this route. And Cody does get it within, the first 10 attempts, which, all things considered with this is not terrible.
Alright, so this level still wasn't good, but at least it wasn't half an hour. On the Cody curve, this is a colossal W. Unfortunately, it's followed by maybe the biggest L of the entire run. Assault in the control room is a pretty simple level, especially back in 2011. So you fight your way through the first room to the bridge. From the bridge, there's a trick called Bridge Fall, which was the legendary strat for a long time, but now is only done on easy runs. There's 3 falls, the first one off the bridge, the second one onto a ledge, and then the third jump just to get down.
Huzzah! Another trick that I am very familiar with. I know this trick and have done it many times. It's actually pretty tough. Like this one I struggled with as well, but I don't claim to be the best Halo CE runner that's ever lived. I wasn't born to speedrun Halo CE, I merely tried to learn it. It wasn't embedded deep within my DNA or anything, and I can get the trick most times, and let's see how Cody does with it.
Oh my god, he got it. Now he just needs to fall off the right way. You have got to be kidding me. After several minutes of trying, Cody gave up, and instead of beating the longest level in the game in about 7 minutes, he now has to play through it in its entirety. And I have to sit through the entire thing.
23 attempts and he didn't get it, so he once again waved the white flag and just decided to play through the level normally. He should have just kept doing it until he finally hit it. He would eventually get lucky if he just kept banging his head against the wall. It is not a trick that is RNG dependent. It is a skill issue. You can hit that trick every time once you figure out how to do it properly. And yet, Cody he has no idea. Like, he understands the concept, but he's probably never actually done it before. So in the run, he didn't have any confidence in it. After 23 attempts, he just said, alright, fuck it, we'll do it live. Plays the level normally, but he's bad at the game, so playing the level normally takes fucking 5 times as long. This is the longest level in the game, made even longer by someone as bad as Cody playing it. That is the worst combination for a Games Done Quick speedrun event. Truly, hats off to Frog for sitting through all of this. It is excruciating, even just watching like the condensed version of it.
Pro gamer stuff right here, folks. Why are you waiting for a Marine to get in? You're literally getting out right up here. There's a skip here I was hoping he'd know about. He didn't, of course, but you can actually hop on this glass and get to the other side early. This skip's like another 5 minutes at least. For Cody, it would have saved 17 minutes. Worth noting, Cody's time estimate for this run, the time that the event was planning around, was 2 hours. Now, well past the 2-hour mark, Cody is still on level 5 of 10.
Oh, music to my ears. He's halfway through the game and already 12 minutes over the estimated time. Usually the time estimation is higher than you need it to be just in case to give you a little buffer when it comes to these things, and yet Cody is already well over that. That's amazing. Chef's kiss. And it just keeps getting worse.
What is this? What is that? What is this? That's the story.
You have got to be kidding me. He actually did it. It took him 43 minutes longer than it should have, but still, he actually did it. Stop dropping the Magnum. This level isn't very hard, and Cody, despite a couple stupid deaths, is getting through it. Really, the only difficulty in this one is navigating your way through the facility, which is meant to be confusing. But for an experienced runner, that shouldn't be a problem. Wait, where is he going? This is back the way you came. What are you doing?
43 extra minutes of playtime, baby. I view that as a positive thing. That's 43 extra minutes of fun. We're going overtime on fun, baby. That's great. Now the next level is supposed to be really easy. And as Frog mentioned, the only thing that can kind of be a little bit of a hang-up is just getting lost, because it is kind of a confusing layout. But for an experienced runner, or even a novice runner who's like at least played the level a couple of times, even just casually, you probably know where to go.
You agreed to speedrun this game, and you don't even know where to go. And you just died, and now we're all the way back to the start of the reveal room. Oh my fuck.
Was actually manning the donation count.
He just did a grenade jump to get back where he started. He actually made it to the shotgun room. We are so back.
I don't know if Cody just had amnesia or something, like maybe the Men in Black showed up and neuralized all of the knowledge of Halo CE out of his brain, but I just don't know how you can wander around aimlessly in a game that you're supposed to be really familiar with, or agree to do this without ever even like really playing the game.
So after this elevator he's on now, there's a trick called Camo Jump or Camo Jumo, where we grab active camo, do a jump you're not supposed to be able to do, and then you can run basically to the end while camouflaged. After grabbing camo, Cody tries to grenade jump and fails horribly. He didn't attempt it again. Any semblance of this being a speedrun has now completely vanished, and everyone in the room looks embarrassed for Cody. To start the library, Cody saves and quits and lowers the difficulty to normal. I will now remind you of this from earlier.
I would go to Legendary for the library.
After getting lost and dying more times than a Mr. Meeseeks, Cody finally just says, I'm tired of embarrassing myself to this degree, and lowers the difficulty even further to normal. I think he should have just went all the way and set it to easy, because even on normal, he is struggling.
He was also getting bad checkpoint luck, and there were a few times where he died, missed a checkpoint, and went back 2+ minutes. Pain. A little over the 3-hour mark, a woman enters the room before quickly making the correct decision to leave. I counted 7 deaths for Cody on the library despite playing on normal. I can only imagine the comedy that would have ensued had he tried it on Legendary.
I don't even know if it'd necessarily be comedy, because Cody would still be on that level in that room today if he set the difficulty to Legendary. He could hardly get through it on normal. On Legendary, he'd need to be calling in the goddamn A-team to assist him with this. He'd need the game genie and cheat codes out here.
So how about the Jets boys?
How about that Julian Assange, huh?
Yeah, Julian Assange.
That right?
At this point, they're desperately trying to find anything other than the game to talk about.
I'm so wanting this to end right now.
Me too, Cody. Me too.
I know you guys are hating.
No.
This is one of the most awkward things I have ever sat through.
Someone Cody is trying to remind you there's a ghost.
Somewhere.
About a shade shirt.
Even the chat is trying to backseat game for him.
The realization that this is probably one of the worst moments in GDQ history starts to hit Cody, and he becomes very self-aware about it. Like, yeah, you guys are probably really mad about this right now. I can't wait for this to end. Like, yes, Cody, you have wasted everyone's time. You lied about all your world records, you cheated on all of it, and yet you still decided to come out here taking this spot from somebody else and wasting an entire afternoon of not only all the people in the room, but all the people watching, or that were watching, wanting to see interesting things, to get excited and raise money for a good cause, but instead, they're just sitting here, head in their hand, having to wait for you to finish this run. Like, you yourself could have just ended it. When you said you wanted it to end, you could have just fucking pulled the power cord out from it and gone home. And you probably would have received a standing ovation for that. Like, that would have taken a lot more strength than sticking this out. This sucks, man. Frog showcased every single one of Cody's deaths during this level, and keep in mind, this is on normal difficulty. Holy shit.
21. He died 21 times in one level playing on normal at an event where he was invited to play on Legendary. It took him over 40 minutes on normal when the Legendary record at the time was 17:23. Anyway, on the keys.
How is that even possible? You have to be beyond turbo ass to take over 20 deaths in a single level on normal difficulty. Compared to the rest of the series, Halo CE's normal difficulty is pretty forgiving in my opinion. I don't know how he managed to die that many times. I'm almost like more impressed by that than I would be if he actually did this run properly. I'm really wondering how Cody was ever even able to gather enough footage to even splice together runs and fool people in the first place. I don't even know how he had enough footage of him being alive in Halo CE to splice runs to cheat to the top of the leaderboard, because it seems like he spends more time dead in Halo CE than alive.
Keys should have been the shortest level of the run. This is another trick that I don't know how to do because it's an outdated trick. Back in Cody's day, you were supposed to do a shield bump out of bounds at the very start of the level, from which you could then do out of bounds platforming to get to the keys room. It turns a 20-minute level on Legendary into a 3 to 4 minute level.
Why?
It's just extremely difficult.
Okay.
What do you mean, why can't he do the shield bump? He can hardly shoot his gun at the enemies. In fact, most of the time he doesn't even do that because he swaps off with a Magnum. So obviously he's not even going to try to do a trick. Like, that's just so far out of the realm of possibility at this point in the run. I am surprised anyone even bothered asking him that question.
After a third death at the very start, once again he's playing on normal, he finally makes it to the bridge. I will give Cody credit for this.
I still love the arrow that was pointed at us when we were driving it.
Yeah.
He nailed that 360. And that's Cody's run, just under 4 hours and 17 minutes.
I skipped a lot here from Cody struggling as well as just completely floundering and fumbling everything. He hypes himself up as being good at the last level, and at the time he had the world record here. And this is something that covered very well in Rocket's last video that I found super interesting. So Cody cheated to get that world record using something that was impossible to do legitimately at the time, but he held that record for a long time because it was deemed unbeatable due to Cody having this supposedly lucky run, even though it turns out it was cheating. Cody eventually admitted to cheating everything, or not even everything, I think just most things. And this run will just go down in history as I think GDQ's weakest part. Like, it's not even so cringe that you'd see a lot of viral clips from it. It's 4 hours and 17 minutes of agony, like actual pain and suffering that they just needed to pull the plug on, but they didn't. And now it's led to a rule where they can and will, should something like this ever happen again. Cody Miller's legacy is one of shame, I would say, where not only was he a prolific cheater in the Halo speedrunning community, but he put on, I think, undoubtedly, the worst GDQ run to ever be broadcast. So, yeah, I wanted to talk about this a little bit, and I think Frog did an amazing job covering this. I hadn't seen pretty much anything that Frog showcased here. I had only watched bits and pieces of the run throughout the years because I wasn't going to watch all 4 hours of this shit. Like, it's crazy to do that. But luckily, Frog did. And that is so commendable. I really appreciate Frog for making that video. I highly recommend you check out the channel. So yeah, absolute pleasure to finally see just how bad Cody Miller's infamous Halo CE speedrun was. That's about it. See ya. Okay, let's watch that police chase now. This better live up to the hype. I've heard non-stop about this goddamn police chase. So I heard this is like some actual GTA shit.
David, we were up over at Knott's Berry Farm. Look out the window.
No one told me there'd be jump scares in here. Holy shit. Wow. That was so loud. What the fuck?
Dylan, what do you have? Another pursuit. This is eastbound 91 freeway, just past the 5 freeway. This was an attempted traffic stop, as I mentioned. Unclear which agency it was.
Okay, so now he's just booking it out of there. What the fuck? Interesting maneuver. That's skill. How is that? Don't give me that shit at all. That wasn't skill at all. He just wedged himself between the two cars and hit the gas. There was no skill involved in that maneuver. And he also got lucky the car next to him backed up, so he had a little extra space for it. He needs to find a bridge and switch cars. Oh, holy shit, he actually is switching cars. What is that? Did he hit the wrong button on the controller? What is going on? What the fuck? Man, he must have left the cops in the dust. Man, the afterburners on that Honda Civic. Fucking turbo guts activated. One star left. Shit. Helicopter is just so busted in the police chase meta. You can never escape it. Yeah, I haven't seen a single officer here. Where are they at? Bro, at this point, this guy could probably just go home and wait out in the wanted level. Where are they? Maybe not. Maybe there's a cat in a helicopter. I don't know. What was that? Not a siren. What is he doing? Oh, we lost him. Oh, there he is. Cameraman has to be fun. Yeah. Oh, he did. There they are. There's the boys in blue. So someone in chat, my dad used to always say hot wiring modern cars almost impossible. Is that true or false? Like cars made up in the last 10 years, getting mostly true and a couple of falses. So if he actually hot wires his van, I'm going to have to assume that it's all right. I can actually see that he's trying to hot wire it. He's got to be a lot more. Oh, he's done it. The cameraman sounds excited. Oh boy, it's a game of chicken. Here comes a 45-point turn.
He is now stuck in that parking spot. There's really nowhere for him to go. He's got a fence in front of him, but I only see those.
I like that they're giving him plenty of space to work with here. There we go. It's going to be more than a 4-point turn, I think.
What else can those officers do? They really don't have many options. Here comes the backup. Here comes the backup.
Oh, shit. Jesus Christ. What the fuck? Oh, fuck. The whole department's here now. Oh! Is he drifting? Oh, God, he actually... What the fuck? Whoa. Did you see that drift? Holy my god, this guy must have hopped in this car and made sure that when he hotwired it, he had his copy of Teriyaki Boys on cassette in order to play it through the radio here. What a mean drift. Oh god. Oh fuck. That'd be so frustrating. I wouldn't be surprised if the civilians just start chasing him down now. I wonder if he has a plan in mind. See, like right there, I feel like if he had just stopped and like hit somewhere, he might have been alright. Alright, this guy's just a piece of shit there. Hitting so many cars, endangering all these civilians. I'm no fan, but it's hard not to appreciate the entertainment of a good chase, especially one where there's no one else injured. Oh! Damn, the chopper's in. Imagine this is like a just cause situation. This chopper drops like a grappling hook and hits the man, picking it up and drops them off at the police headquarters. That'd be so cool. I see a lot of people insulting the officers. I disagree. When it comes to chases, I think they have the right philosophy most of the time, where if it's like a very dangerous situation, you don't chase because you don't want to endanger civilians. I think that's their policy, and I think that's the right way of doing it. Like, I see a lot of people shitting on them for not engaging in this chase here and like going fucking crazy, ramping off in parked tow trucks like it's GTA. And I just think that'd be the wrong way of handling it. I'd be more mad at the officers because they're not going to be able to drive, like, in a way that doesn't endanger people. So they're letting this guy go solo, they have the chopper on him so they'll always know where he is,